Hi friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about dynamic SQL in SQL Server. This is the fourth video in this dynamic SQL video series. So please try to watch my previous video series so that you'll get more understanding on what I'm talking on today's video. Let's go to the SQL Server Management Studio. There we can understand the demo. So in this demo, I'm using three tables. So those tables are: one is TBL employee, select star from TBL employee, so this is one table. Another one is select star from TBL employee history. So this is another table, and the third table is TBL department. Okay, TBL department. Let's try to execute three at once. Okay, TBL department, spelling mistake. Okay, let's try to execute it. Now we're getting all the data, right? So one is TBL employee, another one is TBL employee history, another one is TBL department. So we are getting all three tables data. Now let's try to write a procedure for. So the requirement is based on the department, we need to fetch the data. We're going to see it dynamically. Let's try to do that. Create procedure get department data. So here I am taking the department name as a input parameters. Department name varchar 100 as begin and so in between begin and end block we are writing the code. So for storing the dynamic SQL, I'm declaring one variable. Let's try to declare a variable. Declare SQL string and varchar max. Okay, so here after declaring variable, I want to fetch the data from employee table as well as employee history table, and finally inserting a temporary table. From the temporary table, we'll try to join the department table. We'll see that is select from TBL employee, so give the alias emp inner join TBL employee history emp ist on emp dot employee id equal to emp ist dot employee id. So let's try to execute and we'll see whether it is coming data fine or not. Let's try to run it. So data is coming fine, right? Let's try to refresh intelligence cache so that it will remove that red mark, and we'll try to fetch only the required counts from the employee table. We want only the employee id and birth date and gender, title as well as emp dot matter status. And from the employee history table, we'll try to take the department emp ist dot department id. Okay, now let's try to execute. So what I'm doing here is from the table employee table as well as table employee history table, I'm joining based on the employee ID. So in both the tables we have the common column employee ID. So that is the reason I'm joining these two tables. One is table employee as well as table employee history. And finally I'm taking data from the employee table is employee ID, birth date, gender, title, matter status. From the employee history table I want to fetch department ID only. Okay, so finally I'm inserting into this in a temporary table, temp data. Now let's try to execute it. So 287 rows are affected, that's good. Even we will try to verify whether temporary table has been created or not. Temp data, okay, execute it. So data is coming fine. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm setting the dynamic SQL these to SQL string. We'll try to verify that. Select star from temp data inner join tbl department. Okay, so give the alias for temp table as well as the department table. So in both the tables we have the common column is department ID. From this table we are getting the department ID column. So and also from the table department we have the department ID. So let's try to join by common column. Department ID equal to dept dot department ID, where department dot name like so I want to search the data based on what are the input parameter we are passing department name. I want to fetch the data by using like operator. Try to give the input operator department name, and also we need to close the string. Okay, now I want to print the data also. Usually for dynamic SQL it's good practice to print in development environment to see how it is working and all. So finally I'm calling the dynamic SQL sp underscore execute SQL string. Okay, so and also I want to declare one more object, that is for every time I want to check whether this object is null or not null. If it is not null I want to drop. Okay, let's try that is also. If object ID temp data is not null, so every time we are checking that whether that object is already existing or not. If it is existing, drop it and try to recreate. So for every execution, drop table, so give the table name is temp data. Okay, so we are declaring one variable. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a procedure for this department name is the input parameter. So what are the parameter I'm passing, based on that I want to search the department name and I finally fetching the records. Okay, so here I am checking whether temporary table already existing or not. If it is existing, try to drop it, and finally creating one variable first, storing in the dynamic SQL. So this is the normal query. What are the output we are getting from executing this query and inserting it in the temporary table. From the temporary table I'm trying to join the table department table, finally using the where condition to filter the data based on the input parameter whatever we are passing. Try to execute it, whether it is working or not we'll get to know. So object is already available. Okay, let's try to drop it first. Drop procedure procedure name, try to execute it. So procedure complete successfully. Now let's try to execute it. So procedure executed successfully. Now we are going to test it whether it's working or not. Execute. So what is the name of the procedure? Get department data. Give any character. Let's try to execute whether it's working or not. We'll get to know. So I have given as a department name based on whatever the department name starting from E character, it will fetch. See here we are getting the engineering because I am searching based on the E letter. I will give A. Let's try to get it. There is no A. Even we can search. Select star from TBL department where department name like name like where a name like there is no value. So that's why even when I execute the procedure also it's not giving any values. Let's try to change something. U. Let's give different names. There is no value. Try to give D. So it's coming document control name. Right? It's coming, right? Even you can give some other letter also. Yes. See, shipping sales. Whatever the letter starting yes, it's coming. And if we change H means we'll see whether is there an H. Yeah, human resources. That's right. So this procedure working as we expected. Even you can check the print statement also how it is working also. See, from the print statement also we are getting the same output on. See, we are searching a department name H Amazon. Okay, percentage. Sorry. Now we can give the any letter also. It's working. Even if you want, we can add any condition also. Like if we can add any another parameter also. If you want, it will work. So like this we can search the based on input parameters, and finally we can filter through dynamic SQL also. So that's all for today's video. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions or queries, so please drop your comments in the comment section so that I'll try to reply as soon as possible. Stay tuned for other videos. See you in the next video. Please subscribe my channel.